Greetings! One of the biggest forces of resistance to Atmos and immersive audio these days seems to be the reasoning that there is no need to produce music in Atmos because most people will listen on headphones and Atmos does not sound good on headphones. Well, let's try to find out using actual audio examples. We'll be doing some actual binaural recording using these guys right over here, which should be fun. But first, let's briefly discuss what is binaural audio without getting too technical. See, your brain interprets audio signals a certain way. That certain way is different from person to person, and it all basically has to do with the structure of our ears, and in terms of directivity, where the sound is coming from, the pinnae in particular. Of course, the size of our head and shoulders plays a role too. Altogether, it's that HRTF thing you've been hearing about, head-related transfer function. A fancy way to describe the way each person's head, shoulders, and ears, ear canal and all, play a role in how they hear things. Now, there are two types of binaural. There is the analog binaural, mainly recordings made with microphones that look like heads or ears, or even the Rolands I showed you before, that you stick in your ear and they practically record what you hear, but affected by the structure of your ears, head, shoulders, etc. Get it? We'll record and listen to some examples in just a second. The second type of binaural is the digital version, basically DSP and algorithms and filters and such that simulate what the binaural experience would be. And one of those algos is Dolby Atmos and the way it folds an immersive, object-based mix into a binaural experience to be enjoyed on headphones. Before jumping into recording, I need to mention here that there are many recording techniques for immersive audio with deca trees and what have you, but that's not the point of today's video. My main goal is to try and show the differences and maybe inspire you a bit to experiment with Atmos and immersive audio. Let's do this!
Front to right. Right to back. Front to left. Left to back. Front to top front. Back to top back. Front to right. Now from right to back. Front to left. Left to back. Front and front top. Back, back top.
Okay, so let's hear some examples. I'll use some fake claps so we can get the directivity information more easy. And let's walk through this together, see what we find out. Here are my claps. Pretty standard. Now let me quickly show you how easy it is in Logic to mix this in Atmos. We go over to our mix. You might not see it up there, but it's in the mix menu. And then you click Dolby Atmos. 48 kilohertz spatial audio needs to be Dolby Atmos. Will be converted to 712 surround for mixing in spatial audio. Yes, do it. Don't worry about the details. If you're just starting out between the 714s and the 712s, don't worry about it. Okay, so the surround format 7.1, pan low, we don't care about that. Now, that's it. We're all set. Now it's turned our project into Atmos. Here's our panner. Okay, so this is our monitoring format. The Apple renderer, the Dolby renderer, standard spatial audio profile, personalized spatial audio profile. Now, if I had selected if I had selected my AirPod Maxes as the output device and not the screen recorder, so you guys can hear it, you would see those two options light up here because I've installed a personalized spatial audio profile with head tracking, right? That's why you're not seeing these there now. And our classic 2.0, right, folds everything to stereo. So let's start with the Dolby renderer. Let's play a little bit of this. Spread is at 90%, so basically you're left-right. Pretty standard, okay? Now, let's take that and move it around, okay? I'll do it really quick, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold this into mono so we can feel the directivity a little better, okay? Check this out. Let's do the angle here. Right, so we've sent it from the front to the back. Let's get it back. And now I'm gonna remove the spread. Boom. So now it's all one thing. Let's do that again and try and moving that around. See what happens. See, see, it's easier to kind of hear it moving around your head, right? If you do that in stereo, you can't get that that feeling. Well, you can't pan for back of your head anyway. But with all kinds of different tricks and things, you might be able to make it feel like it comes from the back, like they did with reverbs and darkening things up and all that kind of stuff. But here in the Dolby renderer, you get that type of response. Let's do the Apple renderer now. See, it sounds a little different. And let's also try the 2.0. Again, this is the monitoring format, right? But you'll hear what it does. See how it got squeezed? Isn't that weird? Try it. It's the weirdest feeling ever. That's stereo, right? Let's get back to the render and do it one more time. And with the Apple renderer. Okay, I'm gonna go back and forth a little bit here so you can hear the difference between the Dolby render and the Apple renderer real quick. Listen for the nuances. Apple. Dolby. Isn't this cool? By the way, you're not seeing the standard Dolby balls going around there because we're using the bed and not an object. What you usually see are the objects, okay? But we're using the bed here. But let's use elevation and see if we can perceive any differences in perception of space. So this is at 90 degrees elevation, right? So this is up here. And this is at 0 degrees. Basically in front of you.
Can you perceive it? I think I can. I mean, I can hear the one being on top and the other one being in front of me. Let's try let's try front back, and then we can do back and top back, as in the guitar examples, and the hand snap thing. So let's take this back. All right. See, I think the back is tougher to perceive. Let's do top from front to back. Tough. Without my personalized HRTF, tough to perceive the differences. Let's do front and back without the height. Yeah, front and back are easier. For me at least. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. Comments. Let's also do this in stereo. Very little difference in it's in level primarily. I am sick though, so my ears are not the best these past few days. But let's play with the elevation. Let's see what happens when the elevation gets folded to stereo versus getting folded to binaural. Okay. Nothing much. Let's see if the Apple renderer does anything different with the elevation, the height. Definitely brighter and more up front. Now, keep in mind, when doing these, there are binaural settings. These guys over here, right? All those things would make a difference. Right now they're all mid, so no additional information, spatial information is added. If you're doing a work and you're mixing stuff like this, then you need to mess with these guys as well, so you can create the identity of the space, really. Now we're not using them. Okay, and the elevation, when you're moving the stuff up in the elevation, you really can't tell what's happening, that you're moving stuff around. Let's lower this. See the beauty with this, I mean, I can totally feel it go around my head, which is amazing, right? I can feel the top front, I can feel the top back. Little less. The height needs a lot of work. This is why we need all these amazing scientists that are working on these things and audio grades to make this even better. But again, if you compare, think of these options that you have now in a mix, right? If you compare the way it feels when you hear that thing going around your head to the stereo one is like night and day for me. Let's do it one more time. And now in stereo. See what I'm talking about? And also on the sides, right? The sides, it's just this weird feeling. Anyways, so thanks you guys for sticking around for these. This is, of course, an unscientific way to test things, but it was so much fun, especially those little claps. So difficult to clap around your head. And anyways, I had fun. I learned a bunch of stuff, and some ideas I had about this. I know height is weird, but it's what it is right now, when we need more work on it. But still, top front, top back, oh, they do a lot in an Atmos mix. What do you think? Better? Worse? Would love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget, the binaural version of the Atmos mix is just that, a version, for one type of playback device, headphones. Producing music should not be tied to one particular playback medium, in my honest opinion. Can you imagine the quality of music produced a few decades back if artists were releasing their work based on consumers listening on Walkmans? Or a little later on MP3s? Sad. Atmos is here to stay, with more and more DSPs adding it to the mix, waiting on you, Spotify, with smart speakers like a single Sonos Era 300 being able to reproduce an Atmos mix very, very decently. And when more car companies jump on board and Atmos systems get added to more affordable vehicles, never mind devices like the Apple Vision Pro and its later, more efficient, more affordable incarnations, or the Meta devices and others, immersive will be the way. Artists are adopting this everywhere because it really opens never before imagined creative opportunities. And here's a playlist with some more stereo versus binaural examples videos. Till next time.